regular meeting of the Committee on Health is now called to order. We now proceed with the consideration of the House bills. We start with House Bill number 1508, an act increasing the bed capacity of the Benguet General Hospital in the municipality of La Trinidad Province of Benguet from 200 to 400 beds, placing the hospital under direct supervision and control of the Department of Health and appropriating funds therefore by Honorable Eric Go Yap. Honorable Yap is now recognized.
Following manifestation. Mr. Chair, mga kasama, today I ask a simple question. When a mother rushes her child to a hospital, when a child struggles to bring his father who is having a heart attack to a medical facilities, should the quality of care depend on the capacity of a local government's limited budget? Or should our people receive the full strength of our national healthcare system? I ask this question because one of my simple facts, we are not as fortunate as those living in big cities and in metro kung saan kabilaan ang maaring takbuhan para sa libreng at kalidad na pagamutan. Nagbabayad din naman ng buwis ang mga taga-Benguet. Pero bakit hindi pa natin bigyan ng subsidy ang health services ng aming hospital, gaya ng ibang mga hospital na naiiwan at naibalik na sa pangangalaga ng national government? Benguet General Hospital needs supports from the national government. We are no longer just catering Benguet people, and our provincial government is spending way too much to fund our hospital. Mga pondo na sana ay nakakatulong din sa sektor ng agriculture, sa mga kulang pa na water supply ng mga nasa healthcare professionals, are overworked, underpaid, and making sacrifices day in and day out para makatulong sa tao. It is high time we afford them respect that they deserve. We need more doctors, more nurses, more health workers, more beds, medicine, better equipment, expanded ward for better services. Wala pa pong DOH hospital sa Benguet at ang pinakamalapit po ay more or less 1 hour away pa sa amin. Sometimes 2 to 4 hours, depende po sa layo. I appeal to our partners in DOH to prioritize this and not rely on a fixed set of guidelines which clearly is not responsive sa mga totoong kalagayan sa ground. We need your help. Our Regional Development Council has a resolution in support of this. DOH Cordillera is also in support of this, and we also have our Sangguniang Panlalawigan resolution behind this. Ito po ay pumasa na sa third reading noong 18th Congress. Ang kinulang na lang po ng oras para maaprubahan ang second reading sa Senado. I ask for your help, sana po under your watch, sa tulong ng mga committee na ito, yung deserve sana ng Benguet ay maibigay na. We are not asking for a special treatment. We are just merely asking for fairness and equal access to resources of our national government. Let us renationalize Benguet General Hospital. I therefore reiterate, Mr. Chair, the urgency and necessity of the passage of this proposed measure. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Yap. For better flow, we will also recognize Honorable Yap to sponsor the same bill that he authored, House Bill number 3938, before we call the DOH.
Mr. Chair, we thank you for including this proposal in our meeting today. May I manifest that the explanatory note of my bill, House Bill number 3938, be entered into the record as my sponsorship remarks. In addition thereto, Mr. Chair, may I allowed to make the following manifestation? I am sure most of you, if not all, alam nyo po o nadinig na ang Mount Pulag. Ito po ay matatagpuan sa isang magandang bayan sa Benguet na ang pangalan ay Kabayan. Sa likod po ng ganda ng Kabayan, nandoon din po ang problema at pangamba ng mga residente pagdating po sa kawalan ng hospital sa mismong bayan nila. Pag may inatake sa puso na stroke o kahit hindi mapagpapadaya o kahit mga magpapadialysis, higit 1 oras pa po ang biyahe para makarating sa pinakamalapit na district hospital, which is the Dennis Molintas District Hospital. Yung mga nasa mas malalayong parte po, more than 3 hours minimum pa ang biyahe nila. Pangkaraniwan na din po na nadidinig yung balitang sa daan pa lang inabutan na yung pasyente, kailangan ng emergency dahil sa sobrang layo. Bukod sa layo, mahirap din po ang daan because our terrain, sobrang hirap po ng kalagayan and our people are dying dahil hindi accessible ang healthcare. It is my hope that the committee will see the importance and urgency of having a Kabayan District Hospital. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for granting me the opportunity to sponsor this vital piece of legislation. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Yap. Before we call on the Department of Health, we'd like to recognize the presence of Minority Leader, Honorable Marcelino Libanan of 4Ps Party List, Honorable Christopher Shin Gonzalez of the Lone District of Eastern Samar, and Honorable Yodi Odi Tariela of the Lone District of Occidental Mindoro. We now call on Mr. Glenn Cruz of the Department of Health.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning to the Committee on Health. With me here are the proposed position papers of the DOH that we shall submit to the committee secretariat once that has been signed by our secretary. With regard to stating the highlights, with regard to House Bill number 1508 on the Benguet General Hospital, the position paper says that the DOH expresses its reservations, considering that the regional hospital is less than 10 kilometers away, which is Baguio General Hospital and Medical Center. But it is recommending, though, that it supports and it is recommending a calibrated increase of its bed capacity, as the Benguet General Hospital, which is supposed to be the provincial hospital of the local health system. We may reconsider the retention into to the DOH as a hospital, subject, of course, to the further discussions and the finalization of this position paper. And, Mr. Chair, for House Bill number 3938 on the establishment of the Kabayan District Hospital, we are in support of the establishment of the hospital, looking at the distribution of the district hospitals in the province. But we are recommending that it should be under the direct supervision and administrative control of the provincial government to ensure that we are also supporting the strengthening of the local health system, as indicated, as mandated by the Universal Healthcare Act. And so these are the summaries of the position papers, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz. May we now call on Ms. Joy Rico of the DBM.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee, colleagues from government, and to everyone present at this meeting. On House Bill 3938, which proposes to establish the Kabayan District Hospital, we deem that the Department of Health is in a better position to assess the viability of establishing the said health facility. And in this regard, the DOH should ensure that the proposals are consistent with existing regulations, licensing, health improvement, and other related policies, standards, guidelines, and criteria. As to Section 3, which proposes that the Secretary of DOH shall include in the department subsidy program support for the capital outlay. The funding requirement to support the capital outlays of the hospital may be proposed for inclusion or programming under the Health Facilities Enhancement Program of the DOH, subject to the usual budgetary process. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Rico. Honorable Waminal.
Mr. Chair, considering that the proponent of both bills was able to sufficiently explain the necessity of the upgrading of the said hospitals and there's no opposition, in fact, it was confirmed by both resource persons, I move, Mr. Chair, for the approval of House Bills number 1508 and 3938, Mr. Chair.
Second na lang.
There's a duly seconded motion to approve House Bill number 1508 and House Bill 3938. Hearing no objection, the same is approved. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
We now move to House Bill number 119, an act converting the Eastern Samar Provincial Hospital in the city of Borongan, province of Eastern Samar, into a tertiary level hospital and regional medical training center to be known as the Eastern Samar Training and Regional Medical Center, upgrading its facilities and bed capacity to 300 beds and appropriating funds therefore by Honorable Marcelino Libanan. Honorable Libanan is now recognized.
Thank you to our very able and hardworking chairperson of the Committee on Health. May I therefore present to you House Bill 119. It is an act converting the Eastern Samar Provincial Hospital in the city of Borongan, province of Eastern Samar, into a tertiary level hospital and regional medical training center to be known as the Eastern Samar Training and Regional Medical Center, upgrading its facilities and bed capacity to 300 and appropriating funds therefore. Mr. Chair, this bill was approved already in the committee level during the 19th Congress, and this did not reach the second reading, but this representation refiled this bill this Congress. However, Mr. Chair, during our meeting with the minority with Secretary Herbosa, he advocated that because Eastern Samar or Borongan City is far from Tacloban City, our regional medical center, which is about 220 kilometers, and Calbayog City is also about 235 kilometers away from Borongan City. So his suggestion was to create a medical center in Borongan City, inasmuch as we also had DOH-led hospital in Homonhon, which is now closed because of the localization, because of the local government code. So we do not have that hospital in Homonhon. There is the facility, but his recommendation was that we create a DOH-led hospital in Eastern Samar and will make the Homonhon Hospital as a satellite hospital of the Borongan City Regional Hospital. And Mr. Chair, we are opening up our College of Medicine this June. And because of this, we need a conduit hospital for the training of our students. And for the time being, we are sharing the Eastern Visayas Regional Medical Hospital in Tacloban City. So his recommendation also was to make the new hospital, the training hospital, not converting the the Eastern Samar Provincial Hospital because it has space limitations, or the land where the provincial hospital is situated is no longer availing, so that we will make another hospital in the campus of Eastern Samar State University. So that, Mr. Chair, I have here a substitute bill in accordance with our conversation with the Secretary of Health, Secretary Herbosa, and the provincial government of Eastern Samar. So I have here a substitute bill, which is an act establishing Eastern Samar State University Hospital, a level 3 hospital in Eastern Samar State University, province of Eastern Samar, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. And this is also co-sponsored and authored by Congressman Christopher Sheen Gonzalez, the Lone District Representative of Eastern Samar. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Libanan. Just for clarification, so the original bill will now be substituted by this substitute bill?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Honorable Gonzalez?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Of course, I will support the bill since, by the way, it is also the district of our minority leader. He was the district congressman from 1998 to 2007. Tapos, ako naman po ngayon, son-in-law po ako ni Kong Nonoy. I am very much in favor of this bill, and I will support this bill, especially that our province nangangailangan na po ng hospital po na ganito. I have no objection, and I have my full support is there with this bill. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Gonzalez. From the Department of Health, Mr. Glenn Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Based on the proposed position paper on House Bill number 119 with regard to Eastern Samar Provincial Hospital, with the acknowledgement of the DOH direction to have at least one DOH hospital per province, we would like to share you a scoreboard that in the Eastern Visayas region, we don't have DOH hospitals in Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, Southern Leyte, and Biliran. While in the Samar province, we are still undergoing construction for the Samar Island Medical Center in Calbayog. But with this consideration, the DOH is in support of the renationalization of the Eastern Samar Provincial Hospital, and so will be renamed as proposed. But we also have recommendations of raising our concerns on ensuring that the province will still have to establish its provincial hospital and to complete and strengthen its local health system, as well as for guidance to ensure that the hospital management will be able to show us that there will be enough space to expand as provided by the House bill when it is actually approved and enacted into law. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, Honorable Gonzalez.
Mr. Chair, I just want to clarify that the hospital that Sir Glenn Cruz is saying is still the provincial hospital. With the substitute bill, it will not be implemented, or it will not be built in the provincial hospital. It will be built outside or near the Eastern Samar State University Hospital. Just for the record, Mr. Chair, and for clarification. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Gonzalez. From the Department of Budget Management, Ms. Joy.
Good morning. Good morning again, Mr. Chair. As to House Bill 119, we deem that the DOH is in a better position to assess the viability of upgrading the hospital, Mr. Chair. And in addition, it is important to note that with the upgrade and increase in the bed capacity of the subject hospital, their respective operational costs shall likewise increase, since their facilities will need to be upgraded to adhere to the existing standards, criteria, and requirements prescribed by the DOH. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Ms. Rico. Yes, Honorable Waminal.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of the substitute bill sponsored by Representative Libanan and Gonzales, Mr. Chair.
Seconded, Mr. Chair.
There's a duly seconded motion to approve the substitute bill sponsored by Honorable Libanan and Honorable Gonzales. Hearing no objection, the same is approved. Next, we proceed to House Bill number 1101, an act renationalizing San Jose District Hospital located in the municipality of San Jose Province of Occidental Mindoro, placing it under the direct control, management, and supervision of the Department of Health, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes by Honorable Yodi Odi Tariela. Honorable Tariela is now recognized.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, my dear colleagues, and our resource persons, especially from the Department of Health. So House Bill 1101 seeks to place the San Jose District Hospital, situated in the municipality of San Jose, Province of Occidental Mindoro, to the direct control, management, and supervision of the Department of Health in accordance with the state policy of a state of protecting and promoting the right to health of every citizen, including access to affordable health care. So this idea or suggestion, Mr. Chair, is actually from the DOH Secretary Herbosa himself during one of his visits in Occidental Mindoro, saw the dire situation of our healthcare system and suggested that we place one of our district hospital under DOH supervision, which is also in accordance with the policy of one DOH hospital per province. So in the province of Occidental Mindoro, the delivery of public health services remains a challenge, with no DOH hospital and only one level provincial hospital servicing the entire province, while the rest are only infirmaries, and many of our kababayans are forced to seek treatment in hospitals in Metro Manila or in private hospitals in the nearby provinces of Oriental Mindoro and Batangas. So the transportation costs on top of high cost of treatment in these private hospitals is an additional burden to our constituents and also strains the budget of medical assistance programs of DOH and DSWD, which are almost always depleted to pay off these private hospital bills. At present, San Jose District Hospital has only 100 beds, yet it serves as a primary referral for patients from other municipalities. It is located in the south of the province, which has more than 270,000 residents, more than half of our province's populations. While the LGU has strived to expand services and accommodate other patients, funding limitations prevented it from expanding in acquiring needed medical equipment and personnel. So for the interest of our colleagues, last committee hearing, we have also approved a separate measure, DOH Hospital to be known as Occidental Mindoro General Hospital in the municipality of Sablayan, which is the biggest municipality strategically located in the middle of province. So as such, the approval of this measure is without prejudice to the existing proposal. So in this regard, I most respectfully urge my colleagues for the immediate considerations and passage of this measure to renationalize San Jose District Hospital in Mindoro and placed it under direct control and supervision of the Department of Health. So yun lang po. Maraming salamat. At,
Thank you, Honorable Tariela. Mr. Glenn Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So based on the summary of the highlights of the proposed position paper on the House Bill number 1101, it re-emphasizes the support of the DOH to establish at least one DOH hospital per province, in support also of the local health systems in accordance to the Universal Healthcare Act. But of course, we also positively consider the modality of renationalizing San Jose District Hospital, but we also acknowledge that the committee has also addressed in the previous meetings such House bills like House Bill number 3605 and 5697, also establishing a DOH hospital in the province of Occidental Mindoro. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz. From DBM, Ms. Joy Rico.
Mr. Chair, for House Bill 1101, we reiterate our earlier position that we defer to the DOH. And if the hospital will be under the supervision and jurisdiction of the DOH, the funding requirements shall be included in the budget proposal of the DOH, subject to the usual budgetary process. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Rico. Honorable Waminal.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of House Bill number 1101.
There's a duly seconded motion that House Bill number 1101, an act renationalizing San Jose District Hospital located in the municipality of San Jose, province of Mindoro Occidental, placing it under the direct control, management, and supervision of the Department of Health, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Hearing no objection, the same is approved. Congratulations. We now proceed with House Bill number 8231, an act upgrading the Conrado F. Estrella Regional Medical Center and Medical and Trauma Center in the province of Pangasinan into a Level 3 General Hospital, increasing its bed capacity to 500 and appropriating funds therefore, by Honorable Marilyn Primicias Agabas. Honorable Agabas is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, my dear colleagues, to the DOH family, and to all other guests. Ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Mr. Chair, may I be allowed to read the explanatory note of my bill to serve as my sponsorship speech for the House Bill number 8231, entitled Upgrading the Conrado Estrella Regional Medical and Trauma Center in the province of Pangasinan into Level 3 General Hospital, increasing its bed capacity to 500 and appropriating funds therefore. Mr. Chair, in the 1987 Constitution, it mandates that the state to protect and promote the right to health of the people and to adopt and integrate a comprehensive approach to health development which shall endeavor to make essential goods, health, and other social services to all people affordable at affordable cost. That is under Article 2, Section 15 and Article 13, Section 11. This duty becomes more compelling in provinces where population growth and geographic vulnerabilities place greater pressure on public health facilities. When Republic Act 115588, establishing a general hospital in the municipality of Rosales, province of Pangasinan, known as the Conrado F. Estrella Regional Medical and Trauma Center, was enacted, the said hospital was only classified as Level 2 with 100 bed capacity. Since establishment, Conrado F. Estrella Regional Medical and Trauma Center served as a principal government hospital for Pangasinan and nearby areas. Over time, patient admissions and emergency cases have steadily increased beyond its authorized capacity. Its present classification no longer corresponds to the volume and complexity of cases it handles daily. Pangasinan's exposure to recurring flooding and other emergencies further underscores the need for fully equipped, high-capability regional hospital that can deliver advanced trauma services, intensive care, and subspecialty treatment without requiring patients to seek care in distant metropolitan centers. Strengthening this institution is consistent with Republic Act number 11223, or the Universal Health Care Act, which seeks, among others, to ensure a healthcare model that provides all Filipinos access to a comprehensive set of quality and cost-effective health services. This measure upgrades the hospital into a Level 3 general hospital with a 500-bed capacity, expands its services, strengthens its workforce, and ensures the necessary infrastructure and equipment to meet the regional health demands. The passage of this bill will affirm the state's commitment to accessible, modern, and responsive public health care for the people of Pangasinan and surrounding communities. So, in line with this, Mr. Chair, may I move for the approval of the said House bill?
Thank you, Honorable Agabas. Because the next bill, House Bill number 8032, is also the same, involves the same hospital.
Mr. Chair, I was also requested by the Honorable Isko Estrella to sponsor for and in his behalf. Okay. I suppose he also talked with you. Okay. Refer to Congresswoman Magsaysay.
So we now call on Honorable Magsaysay to sponsor House Bill number 8032, an act upgrading the Conrado F. Estrella Regional Medical and Trauma Center in the municipality of Rosales, province of Pangasinan, from a Level 2 General Hospital with 103 beds to a Level 3 General Hospital with 500 beds and appropriating funds therefore. Honorable Magsaysay is now.
House Bill number 8032, introduced by Abono Party List Representative Honorable Robert Raymond M. Estrella. The state is mandated to protect and promote the rights of the health of the people and to make essential health services available, accessible, and affordable to all. In pursuit of this constitutional duty and in support of the objectives of Republic Act number 11223 or the Universal Health Care Act, there is urgent need to strengthen government health facilities, particularly those serving as major referral center in the regions. The Conrado F. Estrella Regional Medical and Trauma Center is currently classified as a Level 2 General Hospital with 103 authorized bed capacity. It serves a rapidly growing population in Pangasinan and nearby provinces and functions as a critical access point for emergency, trauma, medical, and surgical care for indigent and undeserved patients. In recent years, CFFRM-TC has consistently experienced a high and sustained bed occupancy rate, frequently exceeding the standard capacity for a Level 2 hospital. This congestion has resulted in delayed admission, prolonged emergency room stay, and increased strain on healthcare workers and hospital resources. The current authorized bed capacity is no longer responsive to the actual service demand of the catchment population. Moreover, due to limitation in subspecialty services, advanced diagnostics and tertiary level clinical capability inherent to its present classification, a significant number of patients are referred to Level 3 hospitals within and outside the province. These referrals imposed additional financial, social, and logistic burdens on patients and their families, often leading to delayed or foregone treatment. They also contribute to congestion existing tertiary hospitals in the regions. Upgrading CFFRM-TC to a Level 3 General Hospital with 500 authorized bed capacity will enable the establishment of specialized clinic departments, expanded diagnostic and therapeutic services, and improvement trauma and emergency care. This upgrade will significantly reduce unnecessary referrals, improve health outcomes, and ensure that critical services are delivered closer to where patients live. The proposed measure represents a strategic investment in public health strengthens regional health system, support disaster and emergency preparedness, and advances health equity by expanding access to tertiary level care for vulnerable population. Mr. Chair, the upgrading of Conrado F. Estrella Regional Medical and Trauma Center in the province of Pangasinan into a Level 3 General Hospital, increasing its bed capacity to 500 and appropriating funds thereof, Mr. Chair, this bill is highly, the approval of this bill is highly recommended.
Thank you, Honorable Magsaysay. From the Department of Health, Mr. Glenn Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. With the proposed position paper on both House bills, House Bill number 8032 and House Bill number 8231, with regard to the Conrado F. Estrella Regional Medical and Trauma Center, with due consideration that the CFR MTC has met its initial capacity and its mandate as provided by Republic Act number 11558, the DOH expresses its full support for the proposed increase and upgrade of its service capability. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. From DBM, Ms. Joy Rico.
Mr. Chair, on House Bills 8231 and 8032, the DOH is in a better position to assess the viability of upgrading hospitals and increasing the bed capacity of hospitals. And in this regard, the DOH should ensure that the proposals are consistent with existing regulations, licensing, health improvement, and other related policies, standards, guidelines, and criteria. And in addition, it is important to note that with the upgrade and increase in the bed capacity of the subject hospital, the operational cost shall likewise increase since the facilities will need to be upgraded to adhere to the existing standards, criteria, and requirements prescribed by the DOH. And further, for the creation of the necessary organizational units and positions shall be evaluated by the DBM based on the organizational standards for hospitals. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ms.
Mr.
Rico.
Chair.
Yes, Honorable Pancho.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of House Bills 8231 and 8032, Mr. Chair.
Second.
There's a duly seconded motion that House Bill number 8032 and 8231 be approved, be consolidated, and approved, subject to style and amendment. Hearing no objection, the same is approved. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, my dear colleagues. Thank you, DBM and DOH. Thank you, thank you.
Next is House Bill number 1600, an act renaming the Bicol Regional Hospital and Medical Center in the municipality of Daraga, province of Albay, into Southern Luzon Medical Center, increasing its bed capacity from 800 to 1,500 and appropriating funds therefore. House Bill number 3497, an act upgrading the Cotabato Sanitarium and General Hospital in the municipality of Sultan Kudarat, province of Maguindanao del Norte, into a Level 3 hospital and appropriating funds therefore by Honorable Bay Dimpol Mastura. And House Bill number 5254, an act increasing the bed capacity of the Southern Isabela Medical Center in Santiago City, province of Isabela, from 350 to 700 beds and increasing its maintenance and other operating expenses. And House Bill number 7353, an act increasing the bed capacity of the Davao Regional Medical Center from 1,000 bed to 1,500, upgrading the service facilities and professional health care therein and appropriating funds therefore by Honorable Representative Chino Miguel Almario. Because the authors of the said bills are not present, may we now call on Honorable Waminal to sponsor in their behalf.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was requested to sponsor House Bills number 1600, 3497, 5254, 7353, and manifest, Mr. Chair, that the respective explanatory notes of the said House bills be adopted as the sponsorship speeches of the respective authors, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Waminal. Before we act on the bills, may we now recognize the Chief of the Bicol Regional Hospital and Medical Center, Dr. Eric Taburar. Please proceed, Dr. Taburar.
Dear Honorable Gato Jr. and Honorable Members of the Congress, the Bicol Regional Hospital and Medical Center hereby express its full support for House Bill number 1600, introduced by Ako Bicol Party List Representative Alfredo A. Garbin Jr., which seeks to, number 1, rename the Bicol Regional Hospital and Medical Center as the Southern Luzon Medical Center. Number 2, increase its authorized bed capacity from 800 to 1,500 beds. Number 3, upgrade its healthcare services and facilities. And number 4, authorize the corresponding increase in medical and allied health personnel. The BRHMC, strategically located in Albay, is recognized as one of the apex hospital in the region for cardiovascular, pulmonary, burn, geria, and cancer care, in accordance with the Department of Health number 21001 issued by the DOH on January 4, 2021 as Level 3 tertiary hospital. The institution provides advanced and specialized medical services to the province of Albay, Sorsogon, Masbate, Camarines Sur, and Catanduanes, serving an aggregate population of almost 4 million, as well as adjoining areas including Northern Leyte with over 400,000 residents and Samar with over 800,000 residents. The institution's strategic location and its designation as a premier referral center underscore its critical role in delivering comprehensive, high-quality healthcare, which serves as a compelling basis for support of the House Bill number 1600. As the primary tertiary hospital in the region, the institution fulfills the state's constitutional mandate under Article 13, Section 11 of the 1987 Constitution, ensuring that essential healthcare service remain accessible, affordable, and responsive to the vulnerable population. Its operations are further consistent with the healthcare agenda of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. and with the objective of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, good health and well-being, which emphasize universal healthcare coverage, strengthened primary care, and resilient healthcare infrastructure. This hospital recognizes the population growth, technological advancement, and rising healthcare demands necessitate a proportional expansion of hospital capacity. Accordingly to the proposed increase of the authorized bed capacity from 800 to 1,000 beds.
Mr. Chair, I move that the House Bill number 1600 be approved.
We act on it, Honorable Magsaysay. Let's listen first to the position of the Department of Health. Mr. Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. With particular to House Bill number 1600, which is the proposed position paper on the renaming of Bicol Regional Hospital and Medical Center, it says here that it is actually supportive of strengthening the capacity, including the renaming of BR, the increase in bed capacity as more realistically within the time of implementing the proposed increase. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz. Ms. Joy, BBM.
Mr. Chair, on House Bill numbers 1600, 3497, 5254, and 7353, which propose to upgrade and increase the bed capacity of the subject hospitals, we defer to the DOH on the matter. So in this regard, the DOH should ensure that the proposals are consistent with existing regulations, licensing, health improvement, and other related policies, standards, guidelines, and criteria. In addition, it is important to note that the upgrade and increase in the bed capacity of the subject hospitals, their respective operational cost shall likewise increase, since their facilities will need to be upgraded to adhere to the existing standards, criteria, and requirements prescribed by the DOH. And for the creation of the necessary units and positions, they shall be evaluated by the DBM based on organizational standards for hospitals. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Rico. There's a pending motion by Honorable Magsaysay that we approve House Bill 1600. Do I hear a second? So there's duly seconded by Honorable Waminal and Honorable Vergara. Hearing no objection, House Bill number 1600 is now approved. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Cotabato Sanitarium and General Hospital.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Honorable Chair, members of this committee, good morning. Health system must continuously evolve to meet the growing demands of the population. The Cotabato Sanitarium and General Hospital plays a critical role in providing accessible and affordable healthcare services to the people of Maguindanao del Norte, Maguindanao del Sur, Cotabato City, and neighboring provinces in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Originally established in 1936 as a sanitarium for patients afflicted with leprosy, the facility has gradually expanded its mandate to provide general medical services to the public. Through the enactment of Republic Act 11715, the institution was converted into a general hospital and its bed capacity was increased, with a directive to upgrade its services and facilities accordingly. With the increasing demand of healthcare services in BARM and nearby provinces, there is now a compelling need to upgrade the hospital's bed capacity from 250 beds to 600 beds to ensure adequate healthcare delivery. Why the upgrade? Number one, increased population and healthcare demand in BARM. The BARM region continues to experience population growth, urban expansion, and increasing demand for healthcare services. Public hospitals remain the primary healthcare provider for a majority of the population, especially indigent and marginalized groups. Cotsangen serves not only the municipality of Sultan Kudarat, but also the neighboring municipalities and provinces. Due to its strategic location, it receives referral from district hospitals, rural health units, and other facilities with limited capacity. Increasing the bed capacity to 600 beds would allow the hospital to effectively respond to the healthcare needs of a growing population and reduce delays in hospital admissions. Cotsangen is one of the few Department of Health retained hospitals serving the BARM region. It functions as a major referral center for complicated medical cases and surgical cases, maternal and neonatal emergencies, infectious disease, and chronic illnesses requiring specialized care. This is also in alignment with the national health policies with universal health care. The Philippine government's universal health care program aims to ensure that all Filipinos have access to quality health care services without financial hardships, especially within BARM. Strengthening disaster and public health preparedness in BARM as in surrounding areas that are prone to armed conflicts, natural disasters such as flooding and earthquakes, and disease outbreaks. A 600-bed tertiary hospital will improve the region's ability to respond to a large-scale medical emergencies and public health crises. Economic and social benefits. Upgrading the hospital will also bring broader socioeconomic benefits, including improved health outcomes, reduced patient referrals to district hospitals, and lower healthcare costs to families. Upgrading the bed capacity of Kot Sanjen from 300 to 600 will result in improved access to hospital services for the BARM population, reduce hospital congestion and improve patient care, enhance capacity for specialized medical services, strengthen regional healthcare system referrals, better preparedness for emergencies and disease outbreaks, and improve working conditions for healthcare workers. The Cotabato Sanitarium and General Hospital has evolved from a specialized sanitaria into a vital healthcare institution serving a rapidly growing population in BARM and Nivay regions. While the previous upgrade, in view of the foregoing, it is respectfully recommended that the legislation should be enacted to increase the authorized bed capacity of Cotabato Sanitarium and General Hospital from 300 to 600 beds. With this, we move that we request that this bill be approved. Thank you and salaam alaikum.
Thank you, Dr. Pangato. Yes, from the DOH, Mr. Glenn Cruz.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. We would like to present also consolidated highlights of the proposed position papers for House Bill number 3497, particular to Cotabato Sanitarium and General Hospital, to House Bill number 5254, particular to Southern Isabela Medical Center, and also to House Bill number 7353, particular to the Davao Regional Medical Center. For all these three position papers, there is general support for the legislative measures of increasing its bed capacity, but we also would like to highlight that we recommend that it should be pending the attainment of the respective hospitals' Republic Acts as passed, particularly for Cotabato Sanitarium General Hospital, that's Republic Act 11715, because it has not yet met its 250 bed capacity as mandated, as well as the Davao Regional Medical Center, based on Republic Act number 11879, which has not yet met its increase to 1,000 beds. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Duly noted. Thank you. Yes, from the DBM, Ms. Joy Rico.
Mr. Chair, for House Bill 3497, we just reiterate the earlier omnibus manifestation. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. From Southern Isabela Medical Center, Dr. Butch Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable Chairperson and distinguished members of the Committee on Health, Your Honors, good morning. I am here today to present a reality that our beloved institution has faced since 2018. For 6 years, our official bed capacity has remained fixed at 350 beds. However, being an apex hospital, our patient volume has significantly increased since we cater not only the people of Santiago City, but also the whole province of Isabela, parts of Ifugao, Mountain Province, Nueva Vizcaya, and Quirino. And that we are now operating in a reality that where our demand far outstrips our legal mandate. This has consequently created a bottleneck that affects the very quality of care we are committed to provide. The increase to 700 beds as proposed in the bill of Representative Honorable Joseph Tan will allow us to efficiently and effectively serve the people. We are proud to be ISO compliant and are consistently meeting our performance governance system milestones. We have the systems, the audits, and the management maturity to scale from 350 to 700 beds efficiently and transparently. We have a working health information system, or HIS, that make our service provision efficient. Also, our Bagong Urgent Care and Ambulatory Services, or BUCAS centers in Malig, Isabela, and ISU, Etiague, Isabela, show our commitment to reaching the peripheries. But for our beloved institution to sustain and maintain our positioning, we need this legislative support. As part of our development plan to accommodate the increase in bed capacity, we have an ongoing construction of a 9-story building within the vicinity of SIMC. Specialty centers such as Cancer Center, Geriatric Center, and Infectious Diseases, and Tropical Medicine Center will be built on a 3.5-hectare lot under USUFRAC agreement for 50 years with the Isabela State University in Etiague, Isabela, the hometown of our beloved Speaker, Honorable Boji D. There is also an ongoing negotiation with the local government of Santiago City for us to use the 4th floor to 9th floor of the LGU constructed hospital for wards. And in addition, there is an initial talk with our ever-sportive and active 4th District Representative Honorable Joseph Tan for another 3-hectare lot that will be donated for SIMC. In closing, this is a request for the legal authority to protect our people. By approving this increase, you are empowering us to hire the staff and secure the resources needed to effectively save lives. Let us ensure that no patient is left in the hallway and no healthcare worker is left without support. Help us provide the people of Isabela with the dignity and care that they so rightfully deserve. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia. We may now recognize Dr. Flores of the Conrado F. Estrella Medical Center.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Chair, and good morning also as well to the members of the Committee on Health. I am Dr. Flores, the Chief of Medical Professional Staff to Davao Regional Medical Center, to represent our Medical Center Chief, Dr. Brian O'Dalid, who is currently on medical health leave. In our position paper on the proposed House Bill number 7353, an act increasing the bed capacity of Davao Regional Medical Center from 1,000 beds to 1,500 beds and appropriating funds therefore. Access to quality, timely, and equitable health care remains a cornerstone of national development and social justice. Public tertiary hospitals play a critical role in ensuring that vulnerable and underserved populations receive necessary medical services. The Bill 7353 proposes to increase the authorized bed of DRMC from 1,000 to 1,500 beds in response to the growing healthcare demands of the Davao region and neighboring provinces. This measure represents a strategic investment in strengthening the public healthcare system in Mindanao. The proposed builds upon prior legislative initiatives that expanded the capacity of medical center, which includes that was earlier mentioned, Republic Act number 11879, which previously increased the hospital's bed capacity from 600 to 1,000 beds and mandated the upgrading of its facilities and workforce. This position paper expresses strong support for the passage of the House Bill number 7353. The Davao Regional Medical Center is a major government tertiary hospital under the Department of Health, serving the Davao region, specifically the northern part of the Davao region, including the neighboring provinces in Mindanao, specifically Caraga region and some parts of the Bukidnon province or the Region 10. Historically, the institution has undergone several legislative upgrades in response to increasing healthcare demands. Originally established as the Davao Regional Hospital, its capacity gradually increased through legislative enactments as the population and healthcare needs of the region expanded. It was eventually converted into a medical center and developed into a tertiary referral hospital and training institution for healthcare professionals. Today, DRMC functions as a tertiary referral hospital for the northeastern part of Mindanao, a training institution having 11 residency training program and 4 fellowship training programs for residents, fellows, interns, and allied health professionals, and a major public health service provider for indigent and marginalized population. Despite the previous expansion to 1,000 beds, the hospital continues to experience significant congestion due to the increasing patient admissions and referrals. Thereby, the rationale for increasing the beds, the population growth and increased access to healthcare services have significantly increased the number of patients seeking treatment at government hospitals. As a tertiary referral center, DRMC receives patients not only from Davao del Norte, but also from neighboring provinces, namely Davao de Oro, Davao Oriental, for which our sponsor, Honorable Congressman Chino Miguel Almario. From the other parts of the Caraga region, specifically 2 hours away from us, is Surigao del Sur and Agusan del Sur, as well as the Bukidnon province. The current authorized bed is no longer sufficient to accommodate the growing number of patients requiring inpatient care. Hospital congestion negatively affects patient care, quality of care, infection control, and efficiency of health workers. Overcrowded wards and emergency departments lead to delays in treatment and place additional strain on healthcare personnel. Increasing the authorized bed capacity to 1,500 beds will help reduce congestion and improve patient flow. The expansion aligns with the objectives of the Republic Act number 11223, or the Universal Healthcare Law, which aims to ensure equitable access to quality health services across the country. Public hospitals such as Davao Regional Medical Center are essential to the implementation of universal health care because they provide subsidized medical services, PhilHealth supported treatment, specialized services accessible to low-income population. Increasing hospital capacity will strengthen the healthcare delivery network in Mindanao. Hence, the proposed increase in bed capacity will also necessitate the creation of additional plantilla positions, including doctors, medical specialists, nurses, medical technologists, allied health. Expansion of facilities and services will enhance hospitals' capability to provide specialized medical care. In conclusion, the proposed increase in bed capacity of Davao Regional Medical Center is both timely and necessary. With the increasing healthcare demands of Davao Region and surrounding provinces, expanding the hospital's capacity will significantly enhance access to healthcare services, improve patient outcomes, and support the goals of the national health system. For this reason, in behalf of our medical director, this position paper strongly supports the immediate passage and approval of House Bill number 7353. Good morning.
Thank you, Doctor. Honorable Waminal.
Mr. Chair, I move for the omnibus approval of House Bills number 3497, 5254, 7353. Mr. Chair, for the said House Bills, Mr. Chair. House Bills 3497, 5254, and 7353, Mr. Chair.
There's a duly seconded motion that House Bills number 3497, 5254, and 7353 be approved, subject to style and amendment. Hearing no objection, the same is approved. Congratulations.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Honorable Vergara.
The question is directed to the Department of Health and the Department of Budget and Management. May narito po ba sila? Ang DBM po ba narito?
Yes, Mr. Rico. DBM.
Yes. So, simple lang mo yung question at meron po kasing madalas ko pong nilalabi sa aming chairman
Dahil po kasi, alam naman natin na hindi, yung ina-approve po namin ay para sa ikabubuti ng lahat ng constituency ng bawat ospital. So sana po yung Department of Health tsaka yung Department of Budget and Management, kung maaari lamang po sana ay magkaroon po kayo ng pag nag-advise po kayo sa amin kasi kung maaari lamang po, alam namin yung inyong yung talagang thinking nyo rito. Kasi kamukha kanina may sinabi na merong isang ospital na hindi pa muna ganun karami ang kailangan. So, okay naman po yun kasi ang punto ko lamang po ay simple. Kamukha sa Isabela, yung aking amain ay ang first chief of hospital na nakapangalan sa Ilagan, Isabela, Faustino D. At saka sa Mindanao, ay nagtrabaho rin po siya bilang chief of hospital. Hindi ko lang matandaan kung saang provincial hospital po nagtrabaho. Because in the 1935 Constitution, doon po nagkaroon ng idea ng national government na magtayo ng ospital sa pera ng gobyerno nasyonal. Hindi pera ng lalawigan, kundi pera ng national government. Magkakaroon ng ospital ang lahat ng mga lalawigan ng buong kapuluang Pilipinas. Ngayon po, meron po kasing mga bill na hindi na ho bill, hindi na ho pending dito. Batas na at saka yung Department of Health. Yung mga natapos na po, sana po, yung may Republic Act na mag-increase, gawin na yung multi-year. Para ho, pagdating naman rin sa mga aprubahan po namin, yung aprubahan namin, hindi ho nag-aagawan sa pondo. Yun po ang aking punto lamang. Kasi po, kailangan po talaga ng bansa natin yan. Pero, kailangan po, ang DBM at Department of Health ay magtrabaho na maayos para yung, tingnan nyo, i-present naman po nyo sa Committee on Health yung mga ospital na may batas na ngayong panahon na ito, na i-increasean yung bed capacity and appropriating funds thereof. Meron pong mga ospital na gano'n eh. Ngayon ho, a-approve na naman po kami ng a-approve. Pagkatapos, mapofrustrate po yung iba kung hindi, yung ibang mga congressman, mapofrustrate po sila kung yung maging batas man yung kanila, wala naman pondo pala. Yun po ang punto lamang. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Vergara. I think the point of Honorable Vergara is meron ng mga several bills enacted into law. Ang problema, batas na, Republic Act na, hindi pa na-implement fully. Like the upgrading of hospitals. Halimbawa, na-upgrade na from, say, 500 to 800 bed. Na-approve na, enacted into law na, and yet, until now, hindi pa rin na-implement yung upgrading itself. Hindi pa rin umaabot ng 800 bed. Yung, for case in point, we have Dr. Paulino Garcia Memorial Research and Medical Center, Republic Act 11704. Dapat 1,000 beds na yon. We have Republic Act 12210, the expanding the PGH to 2,200 beds. We have Republic Act 12211 of Bicol Medical Center, and the Santiago Southern Isabela Medical Center has been already, there's already a law expanding the hospital into 900 beds. And yet, bakit hanggang ngayon hindi pa rin na-implement, hindi pa rin napopondohan. So I think that's the point of Honorable Vergara.
Mr.
May
Chair.
we-
Yes, Mr. Chair. You know.
With your permission, Mr. Chair, if I may just add, also a personal experience, Mr. Chair. No, the laws you cited, nagsisimula na po sila 1-2. No, so I think the recent laws, ang Kong J po, the law was passed in 2022. But we have a similar experience in po sa district namin of Misamis Occidental, our hospital, Mars Medical Center, which caters not only to patients from our province, but also to 3 other neighboring provinces. Noong 2021 pa po, there was already a law enacted, no, increasing its bed capacity from 500 to 1,000. No, that was 2021. Hanggang ngayon po, hindi pa po na-fully implement. And that was 5 years ago na po, Mr. Chair. So I share the frustration and I totally agree po with the manifestation and the questioning of Kong Vergara, Kong J, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Honorable Hooper Hasim.
I just want to add na 2 committee hearings ago, we already requested DOH to give us a list of all the bills that were enacted, na kung ano nang na-approve, o anong status ng lahat, kung napondohan ba, o first tranche, second tranche. Pero I just want to ask COMSEC if they were able to submit. Maybe we can follow up with DOH. Tapos idagdag ko lang din, Mr. Chair, maybe we also have to push, we have to support the bill that was filed about the automatic upgrading of bed capacity. We have to instruct, maybe request DOH to give us the list. They have to assess all the hospitals all over the country, which hospitals are for upgrading. Kasi parang lahat lalapit, paulit-ulit naman ang basis. So maybe DOH can update the committee which hospitals are ready to be upgraded. Para isang beses na lang nating pag-usapan.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yung nga po, kailangan rin po talaga yung DBM at saka DOH, ilagay na lang po sa ayos kahit multi-year na nila. Para po pagka walang mapo-frustrate doon sa mga congressman na, pag uwi ko, eto, batas na. Pagdating, walang pondo, kaya walang equipment. Yun.
Hindi lang yun, sir. Baka, Mr. Chair, may ibang hospital na masyado ng madami, tapos yung iba na iwanan. Kasi mas magaling yung follow-up ng ibang hospitals, di ba?
Thank you. The committee directs the Department of Health to please submit the lists of the hospitals that have already been upgraded by law, and we want to find out the status of those hospitals that have been fully implemented, partially implemented, and not yet implemented. Mr. Glenn Cruz?
Yes, Mr. Chair. We recognize the directive and we will comply. The data for the status of these hospitals are actually available.
So, thank
So,
you.
you have it?
Pasensya na po, Mr. Chair, hindi ko lang siya dala ngayon. Pero we have it and we can actually consolidate again the report because, in fact, annually naman po, this is part of our bureau, the Health Facility Development Bureau. This is our regular routine support, especially to the Secretary, when we are facing, of course, the Congresses when it comes to the General Appropriations Bill. So the status of all the hospitals and the implementation of the RAs are regularly updated naman po.
Can you submit it next week?
Wala pong problema, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Woman.
Mr. Chair, if I may add also, no, and in pursuit also to the suggestion of Conjay Vergara, maybe it would be best for the DOH to consider, Mr. Chair, na ilagay naman nila sa Tier 1 request nila for funding this coming budget season. Yung mga hospitals na by law, pursuant to law, pinapa-increase na. Ang dami po, kahit sa examples na nabanggit ni Chair Gato. Pero hanggang ngayon, no, hindi na i-implement yung batas. Kasi kung ganun po yung mangyayari na magpapasa tayo ng batas, tapos hindi naman na-implement, hindi naman mapupondohan, parang baliwala lang po yung ginagawa natin dito. Ang dami natin mga local bills, upgrading hospitals, pinapasa. Pero yun pala, once it is passed into law, wala rin nangyayari. So maybe the DOH should consider that also, Mr. Chair, just a suggestion, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Waminal. DBM, do you have any comment?
Mr. Chair, perhaps we should be a copy of the report of the DOH should be furnished to the DBM so that we could review. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Before we adjourn, in other matters, we'd like to announce that the following members of the committee are hereby appointed as members of the subcommittee on the Universal Healthcare Act. This is in relation to the proposed, to the House bills that we deliberated upon, I think, last December, on the amendments of the Universal Healthcare Act. But before we do the we act on the amendments, we have to have a subcommittee on Universal Healthcare Act to evaluate, to assess, to review the performance, the implementation of the Universal Healthcare Act. And in the light of this, we'd like to announce the members of the subcommittee on the Universal Healthcare Act. Yours truly, as a co-chairperson, Honorable Edwin Cruzado, as co-chairperson, Honorable Giselle Mary Maceda as member, Honorable Marlesa Doc Marley Hooper Hasim as member, Honorable Gurley Veloso as member, Honorable Henry Indy F. Waminal Jr. as member, and Honorable Iris Marie de Mesa Montes as member. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Vergara.
A motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
So there's a duly seconded motion that this meeting is hereby adjourned. Hearing no objection, the same is approved. Maraming salamat, resource persons and esteemed colleagues. Thank you very much and good afternoon.